This is something we've all struggled with, especially in our current society. There is something and someone for everyone, but we often get caught up in trying to be someone else. Knowing oneself is probably one of the most valuable gifts we can give to ourselves when we truly understand who we are. Is it possible to become someone else and be happy? Sure. Many people must move away from who they were, who was not the true them, in order to become who they are deep down inside. Sure, it's easier said than done because we're molded at a young age, but we have to start working on developing a clear sense of self at some point in our lives. The most important thing is to take action and begin working on yourself and learning everything there is to know about you, so that finding a sense of self is possible. If you've recently felt disconnected from yourself, hopefully you'll be able to learn how to rediscover your true identity. Why do we need to develop a clear sense of self? We become disoriented in life as a result of the circumstances and experiences we encounter. We may deviate so far that we no longer recognize ourselves. How do we define ourselves at this juncture in history? That's a good question, and everyone should have to answer it at some point. Do you have a father? Do you have a mother? Do you consider yourself to be a significant contributor to society, or do you consider yourself to be mediocre? If you allow it, these criteria can define your sense of self. Where do you fit in when you think about your existence in the world? The answer to the question of why we need to develop a sense of life is entirely personal. However, if we are to live meaningful lives, we must honestly answer that question. We all see ourselves as something, but that isn't always enough. Learning about our true selves necessitates a lot of digging within to unearth the truth. We all have a purpose in life, and it would be a shame if we never discovered it. Finding our true identity should be our duty and responsibility. We should all want to make a significant contribution to our communities and relationships. Being a burden to others should not be on anyone's to-do list. Where to start in developing a clear sense of self? This is a difficult but necessary step. If we want to achieve something in life, we must be willing to step outside of our comfort zones. Because procrastination is not an option because time is running out, where do we begin? Start with yourself by making lifestyle changes. Spend more time with yourself in multiple settings. Get a journal and start expressing yourself by writing down your thoughts and desires. Tackle what you believe you need to work on. Eliminate the things you believe are restricting you. You can begin by implementing these lifestyle changes, and before you know it, you'll be learning more about yourself. You see, when you get rid of the frivolous stuff and start treating yourself properly, life begins to make more sense. You'll begin to understand your place in the world, and the habits and good habits that you should be practicing will become more apparent to you. 1. Practice good habits. Developing a sense of self necessitates the development of good habits, just as any other aspect of life necessitates long-term change. This will come from doing things on a daily basis that allow you to feel a sense of meaning. When we extend ourselves into society and focus on longevity, we tend to discover who we really want to be. Many of us live lifestyles that are not conducive to longevity, and this has become a major issue. In fact, this is when bad habits form. We get stuck in habits that make us unhappy, we know this too, and before we know it, we've transformed into someone we're not even happy with. So, how do you address this problem? By doing something completely different. That's right, habits form when we do something repeatedly. So, if we do something different that is beneficial to our longevity, it will become a habit for us. The important thing to remember is that we must ensure that we are practicing the right habits and making the right changes. This is an important part. Do you know why? Because we can make mistakes while thinking we're doing the right thing. If you want to be sure you're creating good habits, you can do a few things. Seek advice from someone who has made good decisions. Write your changes down and determine whether you've made smart decisions. Make slight changes if failure becomes too frequent. When something doesn't work, don't be afraid to change it. It doesn't mean you're a quitter, but it's a good idea to avoid doing the same thing over and over if you're not progressing. There is a distinction between repetition and doing something completely incorrect. 2. Who are you surrounding yourself with? This is a significant factor in determining whether or not you can discover your true sense of self. The people we choose to associate with and socialize with can have a significant impact on us. So, the best thing we can do is choose our company wisely, so that we can discover our true selves through great influence. Some people surround themselves with people who will only bring them down, and self-identity is quickly lost. Decide to spend your time with people who have already discovered their sense of self. So how do you find people who have developed a sense of self? Join groups where people are working toward a common goal. Use the internet to your advantage. Finding people who are working on developing a sense of self is extremely beneficial because influence can truly change your life. You may also become an inspiration to others as a result of developing your sense of self. 3. Practice mindfulness. Nothing beats bettering yourself by becoming more aware of your body and mind. Practicing mindfulness is an excellent way to learn how to calm your mind in the midst of the chaotic lifestyle that most of us lead. Allowing a hectic lifestyle to consume too much of our time can lead to feelings of hopelessness and uncertainty. Maintaining a healthy mind and body, on the other hand, will allow us to discover and maintain our true sense of self. What are the best ways to practice mindfulness? Meditate daily. Spend time doing what makes you happy. Eat a healthy, natural diet. Drink plenty of water. Get enough sleep. These habits are important for discovering your true sense of self because the world's distractions, combined with bad lifestyle habits, can lead to us living unhealthy lifestyles. It's critical to take care of your body, and it will take care of you by keeping you mentally and physically healthy. 4. Say no more often. If we are ever to find our sense of self, we must learn to stop pleasing others as much as we want to. It is acceptable to decline invitations. Some people are unconcerned about your well-being, and you must be able to recognize this when it occurs. Of course, this does not imply that you should say no to everyone, far from it, because helping others is an important part of developing a sense of self. Simply put, know your worth and choose to be the one who makes decisions while living life on your own terms. 5. Are you happy with where you are in life right now? When answering this question, be truthful to yourself. You can't fool yourself, so make a firm decision to answer truthfully. Could you do a better job? Have you given yourself a reasonable chance? If you're content, that's wonderful, but as humans, we can never stop growing. There is always something we can improve on, and there is always room for more meaning. Is it possible to have a clearer sense of self even when we're happy? Life is a journey, and we never stop learning, so is it possible to have a clearer sense of self even when we're happy? Yes, it most emphatically is. There is no doubt that each of us has a great deal of untapped potential. Never stay somewhere just because it's physically or emotionally comfortable. If you want to discover your true identity, get out of the place that is causing you to be complacent. Happiness is such a valuable commodity, and yet we frequently choose to ignore it. Life does not have to be this way, and it should not be, but far too many people around the world accept unhappiness. Nobody can claim that allowing life to knock them down gave them a better sense of self. It takes a fight on your part, and that is where you will discover. 6. Don't feel obligated to your current circumstances. You are never required to do anything you do not want to do. The wonderful thing about life is that we have the ability to shape our own reality. Allowing our habits and routines to consume us will eventually drown us, and we will look back on our lives and regret not changing things. We are never obligated to do anything that makes us feel disconnected from who we truly are. The sooner you realize this, the better. We have the freedom to make our own decisions and live our lives to the fullest. We can only experience our true sense of self when we make beneficial decisions. Things we usually feel obligated towards. Staying at a job we don't want to be in. Relationships which cause us harm. Comfort zones. Certain responsibilities. It is acceptable to let go and say goodbye. In fact, holding on to things you need to let go would be a disservice to yourself. Life isn't supposed to limit us because of things like relationships, responsibilities, jobs, and so on. You are the only person who has the ability to change your circumstances. So, don't be afraid to take charge of your life and see it through. 7. Trust yourself. If you can believe in yourself, you have one of the most powerful weapons available to us as humans. Believe in your own ability to take control of your life. Only then will you have a completely clear sense of self. Many people have the problem of quitting before they even begin. Because of previous failures and/or a lack of confidence in one's own abilities, people question whether they are adequate enough. This has a lot to do with the fear that we all experience at some point in our lives. You know what fear is, don't you? It's simply false evidence appearing real. You see, if you haven't tried something, you are afraid of something that may or may not exist. You must learn to believe that you can do better, and while you do not have to be perfect at first, improvement and progress are the result of overcoming fear. We all have the potential to accomplish extraordinary feats. Regardless of how we feel, we can overcome fear by jumping in and doing something. In fact, this is the definition of development. 8. Don't wait for life to make you happy. Every day, we have the choice to be happy or unhappy. The good news is that we can choose how we feel at any time. It is your responsibility to ensure that you are mentally in the right place if you want to develop a stronger sense of self. How can we promote more happiness in our lives? Get up every day and work toward your goals. Step outside of your comfort zone. Be productive. Have healthy relationships. Yes, if you make it so, life can be wonderful. Your emotional state is entirely determined by your thought process and the perspectives you choose to have on life. If you expect life to make you happy, you'll be waiting a long time. It is entirely up to you. 9. Start something. Doing something that interests you is one of the best ways to rediscover your sense of self. Many times, when we step outside, we discover. Don't be afraid to try new things. There are so many things we can do in life, and experimenting is essential to success. The sky is the limit when we discover new things that suit our tastes and lifestyles. When we progress, we gain momentum, and life begins. What we do in life determines whether or not we feel fulfilled. Sometimes small accomplishments are insufficient, and we yearn for more from life. This isn't true for everyone, but it is true for those who are passionate about life. So, start something, anything. And watch yourself mentally grow as you discover your sense of self. Focus. This one simple word has a profound impact on our sense of self-worth and identity. A lack of focus will lead us nowhere and, at best, to mediocrity. When you can truly concentrate on life, your entire perspective shifts. Yes, many people coast through life with no goals or ambitions. Can you guess what kind of outcomes these people will have in life? That is correct, minimal outcomes. What kind of existence is this? It's not much. To be honest, there are far too many people these days who lack focus, especially in an age when technology is everything. Sure, technology is wonderful and can improve your life, but when it becomes a distraction, we lose our ability to focus. How can we focus a bit better? Limit time for entertainment. Wake up early and complete your priority tasks first. Eliminate the people in your life who hold you back. Technology, particularly social media, can wait. Because the time you have to devote to more important matters is not guaranteed. What is your top priority? Is it better to waste time or move forward in life? It is up to you to make that decision, but know that your life is valuable, as is your time. Concentrating on your life goals will undoubtedly be your best bet. Disciplined focus will not only help you discover a clearer sense of self, but it will also help you become successful and achieve what most people believe is impossible. 10. Challenge yourself. What life challenges do you set for yourself? Are you not pushing yourself on a daily basis? If you can't relate to either of the above, you should take a step back and examine your life. Without some stress, you'll never be able to develop a stronger sense of self. Isn't stress bad for your health? Yes and no. We require a healthy amount of stress in order to grow. Consider what happens when you train a muscle. How does it grow? The solution is stress. Muscles do not grow in the absence of stress. So, if you really want to know who you are, apply this same concept to your life. Your identity is discovered through life challenges that bring out your true innate characteristics, none of that superficial, worldly stuff. Don't be afraid to be uncomfortable in life, it's where the most growth happens. How do you challenge yourself? Change up your daily routine. Write down short-term goals and do whatever is necessary to achieve them. Learn something new every day. If your current routine isn't working, it's time to switch things up. This may be true for the majority of people, and the reason many people are stuck is because they don't realize how important it is to make a change. Many of us are held back by the comfort of security and certainty, but this is where we eventually become lost. Getting out of a rut is a difficult situation for most people because the challenge of doing something different instills real fear in a person's mind and can cripple them. 11. Make learning a priority. Knowledge is a form of power. The more you learn about yourself and the things you want in life, the more likely it is that you will develop a sense of self. It's difficult to believe that anyone could discover their true identity without some assistance. Take your life experiences and learn what you could have done better, or perhaps you'll gain a better understanding of your role in life. To have a sense of purpose in life implies that you have something to offer. As a result, learning is such a valuable tool in your life. Pop open a book and read. Listen and learn from other people's experiences. Apply a learning experience to your life. Learning can be done in a variety of ways, but there's a lot of inspiration in learning something that has the potential to significantly change your life. 12. Decide who you want to be. Every human being has the ability to choose how their life will unfold. They must make a serious decision about who they will become in the end. First, you must understand your place on this planet, and if you don't already know, start looking. People will tell you that you can sit and wait for life to work itself out, but if you do, you will receive very little in life. Get up and start putting in the effort to become the person you want to be. No one, except society, can tell you who you need to be, and the sooner you realize this, the sooner you can work on yourself. This is the first step toward developing a more distinct sense of self. It's okay if you don't know what you want to do right away. As time goes on, you will, if you choose to do so. Many people reach the end of their lives and are never the people they could have been. They didn't add much to life, didn't accomplish much, and were simply mediocre. We all have greatness within us, but few choose to express it. 13. Never stop trying to develop. The one thing we must never do is give up and stop growing as people. Yes, there will be difficult times, but they do not have to define you. The ability to recognize and overcome adversity will help you develop your sense of self. We all get discouraged and fail. It is a natural part of life. However, do not let these inconveniences prevent you from believing in yourself and realizing that you have a unique identity. Your identity will be whatever you make it. You may feel bad about yourself and have low self-esteem, but it is up to you to deal with it productively and come out on top. Develop yourself for your life's purpose. That could be the best advice anyone could ever receive. You are destined to gain a better understanding of yourself because you have a necessary value. Most people are unaware of this until it is too late. This leads to remorse and a loss of identity. Unfortunately, many people may never find it, identity, again. How to keep developing. 1. Keep learning. 2. Understand that development of oneself takes time. 3. Be patient and never let life discourage you. It is critical that we comprehend the concept of time in relation to complete development. Nothing in life is accomplished without a period of development that takes time. We all too often put a time limit on our lives, and while our time on earth is limited, nothing great happens overnight. There is simply no way around this, and many people fail because there is no instant gratification. Life does not work instantly, despite the fact that we live in such a fast-paced society. Discovering your role in life. Many people will go through life never knowing who they truly are. It is usually obscured by a surface, external influence. That doesn't mean you have to live the same way everyone else does. You are you, and whether or not you recognize it right now, it is the truth, and there is no escaping it. People will flee and hide, but their true sense of self will always be present. In a world where so many people strive to be someone else, it may appear impossible to fully develop a sense of self. Despite the fact that there is so much going on around us, it is still possible to discover your true identity. You don't have to be who the world expects you to be. You should strive to be someone who can use their strengths and experiences to become a great person who lives their life with passion. Much is expected of those who choose the right and honest path, but in the end, well, you know what happens. These individuals are the most successful in developing a strong sense of self. This is the ultimate goal, and it should be pursued by us as a way to give back to others while promoting a healthy lifestyle. I hope you enjoy this video. If so, then make sure to like, subscribe and share to see more videos like this. Thank you very much for watching.